Hello students. So today we will discuss about theory, weight and dry analysis of product of combustion. So we all know that after combustion, flue gas get generated. Clear? After combustion, flue gas get generated. Now generally fuels are generally hydrocarbon, hydrogen and carbon present inside the fuel. So if you will do the combustion of hydrocarbon, obviously, if carbon is present, then in product you can get CO or CO2 and also oxygen. If carbon is present inside the fuel, so you can get CO, CO2, O2. And if hydrogen is present, then obviously in flue gases, in smoke, you can get H2O. You can get H2O. But if you will consider or if you will take into account or if you will consider H2O for analysis, also H2O in analysis, then that type of analysis is known as weight analysis. Clear? If you will include the H2O in analysis, then that is known as weight analysis. But if you will exclude, if you will not consider H2O in your analysis, so that type of analysis is known as dry analysis. So I hope you have understood this. So basically in our syllabus three methods are there for analysis. uh, First is Orset apparatus. So one by one we will discuss each and every analysis. So I hope you have understood this, that what is difference between dry and wet analysis. Dry analysis means if not consideration of H2O, and weight analysis is by considering also H2O in the analysis. So that is known as weight analysis. Clear? Now here, first of all, we will discuss about one of the technique, Orset apparatus. So before that, we will try to understand the construction. So here you can see this is the construction. So 1 minute, we will reduce the size. So now I hope this is visible. So here you can see this is one valve, three-way valve. Clear? So whatever the flue gas we have, we can insert or we can add this flue gas from this way. Clear? For analysis, suppose we want to study uh, or we want to analyze the flue gas. So that flue gas we need to enter from here. So this is the valve. Then after here tube is there, then audiometer tube is there, then aspirator bottle is there, rubber tube is there, and here we have a water filled inside. And here you can see that uh, chambers are there different. So in one tank, one chamber, CuCl2 is plus HCl is filled in this tank. What we have? CuCl2 and HCl. In this tank we have another uh, pyroglic acid, water, NaOH, and here in this we have NaOH. So different chemicals are there inside the different cylinders. So here what will happen? Whenever you have added flue gas here, so to add flue gas, what you can do? You can just reduce this level. Whenever you will reduce the level of water, automatically pressure get sudden, some of the pressure get dropped, and you can add flue gas here. So how to reduce that water level? Just by adjusting this bottle. By adjusting this bottle, you can reduce the level of water, and you can allow flue gas to enter inside this tube. क्लियर? आपने ये बॉटल को एडजस्ट करके ये वाटर का लेवल कम किया, तो यहाँ पे स्पेस हो गई, तो स्पेस में ये फ्लू गैस कैन एंटर इन दैट स्पेस. फ्लू गैस कैन एंटर. नाउ what you need to do? Suppose now then after suppose you have opened this valve. After entry of flue gas inside the tube, what you need to do? Now then after, you need to open one of the valve. Suppose you have opened this valve A, and at that time also you need to try to raise the level of water. वहाँ पे आपको और क्या ट्राई करना है कि वाटर का लेवल बढ़ाना है आपको। तो जो यहाँ पे फ्लू गैस है, सो ऑल द फ्लू गैस विल ट्राई टू गो इनसाइड दिस chamber, inside the cylinder. And if there is a CO2 present, so if CO2 present, so all the CO2 get absorbed in NaOH. Clear? CO2 get absorbed in NaOH. So you have to for some of the time you have to keep our flue gas in this contact. Clear? So all the CO2 get absorbed by NaOH. Now then after, again again you need to reduce the level of water, and all the flue gas again collected in this tube, and then after you need to just close this valve. बराबर ना? उसके बाद आपको ये वाल्व बंद कर देना है. अब क्या करना है? Now what you need to do? Now just you need to open another valve, and also we need to send all this flue gas in this chamber, so that flue gas can come in contact with this acid, water and NaOH. And here what will happen, if O2 present inside the flue gas, so all the O2 get absorbed, and here in this chamber CO get absorbed. So by measuring these, by measuring that how much CO2 absorb, how much O2 absorb, how much CO absorb, we can analyze the flue gas, that what is the percentage, or what is the percentage of CO2 present inside flue gas, quantity of O2, quantity of CO, we can find out in the flue gas. So this is basically one of the method. It is known as Orset apparatus. So I hope you have understood this Orset apparatus. क्लियर? देखो इसमें क्या है कि अगर हमारा फ्लू गैस है तो उसमें वो फ्लू गैस के अंदर CO2 कितना है, O2 कितना है, CO कितना है, वो अगर फाइंड आउट करना है, सो वी कैन फाइंड आउट बाय दिस मेथड. क्लियर है? नाउ देन आफ्टर another method is there, non-dispersive infrared analyzer. Now here generally for certification of PUC for automobile exhaust emission, this method is generally used. Now what generally happen in this, or what we are doing in this? So here we are using infrared to measure the value or content of CO and CO2. So how it will work? So here you can see that, suppose we have we will assume that suppose here one of the, here suppose this is transmitter and this is basically receiver. So suppose from here different infrareds emitted. Suppose from here different infrareds are emitted, but all of them have different wavelength. Some of them have different, suppose 2 microns, some of them have 6 microns, 10 microns. So these all the infrareds have different wavelengths are there, and in between we have kept the flue gas. Suppose in between we have kept the flue gas. So in flue gas generally we have, suppose in flue gas there is a CO present, CO is there in flue gas. So what will happen, wavelength which has, or infrared which has wavelength in this range get absorbed by CO. बराबर ना? कोई भी इंफ्रारेड है उसकी वेवलेंथ ये रहेगी, अगर उसकी वेवलेंथ ये है, क्लियर, तो वो इंफ्रारेड यहाँ पे एब्जॉर्ब हो जाएंगे, तो वो रिसीवर में, तो रिसीवर तक तो वो पहुँच नहीं पाएंगे. सो दैट इंफ्रारेड कैन नॉट रीच टू द रिसीवर. सो हियर इट विल, सो इट कैन नॉट रीच टू द रिसीवर. So by just by looking at the receiver, that how many or by looking at the, or study about the how many infrared reach to the receiver, we can estimate that what is the quantity of CO present inside the flue gas. Clear? It is just an example, just for the for easy understanding. I told you that suppose this is transmitter, and here we have emitted so many uh, infrared, and infrared have different wavelength. But if CO is present, CO has a characteristics that it will absorb the infrared which has a wavelength in this range 4.5 and 5. So that type of infrared cannot reach to the receiver. So by studying these uh, value, we can estimate that what is the quantity of CO present inside the flue gas. So I hope you have understood this. Now then, after, another method, last method is flame ionization detector. Now here what will happen, generally it is used for the hydrocarbon. It is only used for the hydrocarbon. So here you can see, first of all we will try to understand the diagram. So here you can see, this is our burner, and in burner you are supplying air. You are supplying air from here, clear? And from here you are supplying fuel, or in some of the case direct exhaust gases. So here what will happen, whenever fuel and air get combined, so here combustion take place. So whenever combustion take place, we know that flue gas get generated here, and these this space get ionized. Here this space get ionized. So ionization depends, basically ionization of these space get depends on the quantity of hydrocarbon. If more hydrocarbons are there, these gap get more ionized. If less hydrocarbons are there, space get less ionized. So what will happen here? Now here we have connected one power source. Suppose here we have power source. It may be battery, or any power source. So we all know that here current will try to flow here in this direction. Clear? So value of current depend on the ionization here, and ionization depend on hydrocarbon. So just by measuring the value of current, one minute, just by measuring the value of current here, by measuring the value of current, you can estimate the value of hydrocarbon present inside the flue gas. So this is also one of the method to measure that how many hydrocarbons are present inside the flue gas. So I hope you have understood this. So these are the three methods to study, to analyze the uh, product of combustion. So all the three method we discussed, all the methods are basically dry analysis. Clear na? We haven't included analysis of H2O in any of the process or any of the methods. So this is also, here you can see CO, O2 and CO2. Now this method is for CO and HCCO2. Here also we haven't included the H2O, and here also this is method specifically for hydrocarbon. Clear? So we haven't included H2O in any of the methods. So I hope you have understood this. So thank you all for listening.